So, having got all of that out of the way, what are we here to talk about? Well, we're going to spend some time today, obviously, talking about AI. We're going to be talking about those AI agents that are available for your finance team and just some great ways that you can incorporate AI into your processes. We're going to spend a little bit of time today inside of one of my live demonstration environments. We're going to show you what Pearsoft has prepared for that. And I get to do a little bit of show and tell, showing you the very first sneak peek about AI and PO matching, which I know so many of you are here for today. We are also going to talk a little bit about what our future AI roadmap looks like going forward and looking at 2026. And as always, I like to make sure that we are leaving a little bit of time at the end for some live Q&A if we've got time for that. If not, by all means, make sure you're dropping those questions into the chat. If we do run a little bit short on time, we will make sure to get your answers out to you via email following the session today. So without further ado, let's get started. So why AI? And I know a lot of people talk a lot about AI and artificial intelligence and how we're using it to shape our businesses and where it is appropriate. And frankly, let's talk about where it's not appropriate as well. This is exciting for us. And I like to think that if you're here, it's because you're AI curious. And I think that that's a really cool way to kind of think about it, is to say, we know that this is shaping the world around us. So how can we go about this in an intelligent and safe manner? We want to make sure that we're using intelligence appropriately. AI is absolutely transforming the way that finance teams operate, not replacing jobs, but we're helping people be able to make better decisions on a day-by-day, minute-by-minute basis. In the spend management space, AI agents are shaping how teams handle approvals, how accounts payable works, and we're already shaping your procurement workflows. By embedding these agents into your procurement workflows, we are creating a more responsive system. This really gives your finance team the ability to trust that process, but also to stay in control. AI can, of course, assist, and it should, but it shouldn't ever assume. We don't want AI making the decisions. We want it offering up suggestions. And that's why everything that we are looking at is designed to build that framework for when agents should act and when they should suggest versus when they should, quite honestly, step aside. And you're going to see all of that today as we climb into that demonstration environment. We're going to talk a little bit more about how this is all shaped as well. And again, if you've got any questions throughout this, I do want you to go ahead, pop those questions into the chat, and let's get started on some of those. So, first three most important things, AI agents for finance. The first thing we're going to be talking about, of course, is GL coding. If you were with me earlier this year, this was the very first thing that we talked about. We released it, it's available, and it's out there. We have organizations that have already started using this tool, and the results have been amazing. We've got GL coding that is based on your data, your information that's available. And we're going to talk a little bit about this, and you're going to get to see a live demonstration on this today. We are reducing the amount of time that your teams are spending doing manual coding, saving seconds, saving minutes, saving hours, building up more free time for your teams, and it's extraordinary. We're really excited about that. This is available today inside of PaperSave for your teams. This is something you can take advantage of right now, available for all PaperSave. PO matching, that's the thing we're here to talk about for sneak peeking. This is where we're going to be matching line item details from your invoices to your POs and expediting approvals. So we're going to talk some more about that today. Next on the roadmap, that's going to be approver selection. This is actually very similar to the GL coding that you're going to be seeing today, in that it's using your historical data. We'll talk a little bit more about this when we talk about the longer roadmap, but I do want to just at least let you know these are our three pillars that we're focusing on as we build forward more of these tools to make PaperSave more useful to you and your team. And I want to spend a little bit more, just a moment, just kind of talking on this for just a moment if I can. And I really think that this speaks a little bit to how Pearsoft as an organization is growing forward. I think it's really important. As someone who has a background in software and has worked with a few different software companies in the past, I think it's so important to see an organization that is building tools that are not just useful for new clients that we're bringing in, as some of you I know are, but also for our existing customers. Things like this GL coding or our approver selection, these tools only get better with time. And because they're based off of how you've been using our tool, they're actually even more useful the longer you've been with us. And it's really great to work for an organization that sees that and sees the value of building tools, not just trying to bring new business in the door, but also because it's important to us for our existing customers. And I love to be able to see that and share that with you. I just think it's a great way to run our business. So anyway, continuing on, let's talk a little bit about those GL coding agents that we're here to see today. So inside of PaperSave, we know that it's important that when you got those invoices that you've approved, that they are coded appropriately. Which ledger do these need to be able to be charged towards? Most of you are probably taking advantage of some sort of a default, if available, from your ERP. The GL coding that you have as your default is useful, probably most of the time, if you have one. But the AI agent becomes very special for those times when either A, you don't have a default, or B, those times when the default isn't what you need. See, what we're looking for is we're looking at your history. And by the way that our system works is it's looking at what you've done before. The out of the box, if you will, is based on three very important things: your vendor, the amount of the invoice, and your description, if available. However, since we've released the tool into the wild, we've seen some really great ways that our user groups have taken any of the other fields that are out there and used that to coach the AI to make different suggestions, which I really think is pretty wild, because we can use pretty much anything as long as it's something that we're collecting as a field. We have customers that are using entity, department, location, and all sorts of other things so that the AI is making the right suggestions at the right time because those fields are configurable. It's really pretty great. So anyhow, I just think it's a nifty way to save time. But it doesn't matter what I say. I'm not the one who's using it every day. And these are actual quotes from user groups that are using it right now. And so I'll leave this up on the screen for just a moment because I've got to pull my demo environment up. But this is just what it kind of boils down to. It's time savings all across the board, whether we're making sure that we're making the right suggestions for you based on the data that you have out there, or even if it's just reducing the number of times that you have to hit save. I kind of like that. So give me just a second. Let me pull up my environment and we'll go ahead and we'll get started. There we go. All right. You guys should be seeing my Parasoft environment. If you're already a customer, you're already familiar with what this looks like. And because I knew that we were going to be spending time together today, I did go ahead and get my workflow all set up for us. And I've got some items that are already pulled in, just again, kind of hitting fast forward on that. If you're not a member of the Parasoft family, which you should be, make sure that you get a demo scheduled with myself or with one of my other fellow amazing sales engineers. They can show you how all of this works. But I did pull a few invoices in already, and I did want to just make sure that we had some stuff to look at together today. So we can see that I've got a Fujitsu invoice already pulled into this environment. And ordinarily, over on the right-hand side, we would see that when the optical character recognition system filled in all of these fields, it'd be pulling over all of the defaults that it possibly could from my connected ERP, in this case, Blackbaud's FENXT, as well as pulling over some things from the invoice front as well. But in this case, I made sure that frankly, I deleted out my defaults. So you can see that I don't have anything set up here in the distribution. But what I do have up here in the upper right-hand corner is I have that little dot there that says AI. I apologize, it's a little bit small on my screen. Now, if I hit this little dot that says AI, what it's going to do is it's going to look at all of the historical invoices that we've done inside this environment for Fujitsu, the organization. And like I said, by default, the AI is looking at three important things. It's looking at the vendor, it's looking at the amount, and it's looking at the description if one is available. So when I click that little button, it pulls up the three most likely things for me. In this case, the account number, 01 541000, which just happens to be office supplies. Now, again, if you're not in the AP space, this isn't super exciting. I will openly admit, when I showed this to my husband when it first rolled out, he looked at me and he went, "That's it?" And I was like, "Yes, that's it. That's the thing out of that huge list." And you guys know how this works, right? Ordinarily, we can pull because we have this ability. We can pull from any possibility inside that huge list of whatever's out there and available. So I don't have to search through this whole list and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. It's offering up the things that are most likely available based on how I've coded this invoice before. So, yes, I gave my husband a good stiff elbow to the ribs. And I said, "Yes, that's it. That's exactly what we're looking for." I love the GL coding tool. It saves me time. That's exactly what we're looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save this. I'm going to close out of here. That's exactly what this does. So in the meantime, let's go back to our screen here. And that was it. That was our demo for GL coding. If you'd like to see this a little bit closer up in a one-on-one environment, if you'd like to be able to ask questions yourself or one of our other sales engineers, or if you'd like to see how this connects inside of your specific ERP, please don't hesitate, reach out, get a demonstration scheduled. We would love to be able to talk to you more about this. If you haven't seen PaperSave at all, then yeah, I think you should do that anyway. So continuing on, if you are with PaperSave, this is probably why you're here. Let's talk about the Smart PO matching agent. I can't tell you how excited we were when we first started to see screen caps about this, because we all were like picking our jaws up off the floor and saying, "Seriously?" Because we've been waiting for this for so long. You have asked for it and we are delivering. So they are starting to do the builds on this now. We expect the development to be starting on this hopefully by Q1 of next year. If you are interested in learning more about this, if you would like to be part of the PaperSave family members that are going to be getting the first sneak peeks of this, do not hesitate. Shoot an email to your account manager right now. Let them know that you would like to know more about the Smart PO matching agent as soon as it becomes available. But what you're seeing here is exactly the designs that we are working off of. The idea of being able to pull in that invoice, seeing those lines show up, and then having it tell you whether you've got an invoice match or a mismatch, being able to go into those items as well and being able to say, "Hey, do I want to keep this? Do I want to edit this? Do I need to be able to change this?" We also want to make sure that those POs are staying open for you if we did not complete out the invoice as well. So lots of good information to come on this. I want to be able to show you more of these things as they're coming, but based on the feedback that we got from the webinar that we did earlier this year, we knew that more of you said, "Hey, we want to see more about PO matching than anything else." This got bumped to the top of the list. So thank you all for those of you that gave us that great feedback. And I'm looking forward to being able to talk even more about this, hopefully by Q1. So lots of great and exciting things there. Continuing forward, we have more to come. So again, we are not stopping this train anytime soon. We again are seeing lots of great development in this area. We want to continue to make PaperSave the best tool that it possibly can be for you and for your finance teams. So let's talk a little bit more about how we're going to be doing that. Again, GL coding, that's what's out there, that's available. You can have that as soon as you're ready for it. The Smart PO matching agent, again, development is beginning on that now. And we are expecting that our invoice approver suggestion agent will be what follows that. So invoice approver suggestion agent, we anticipate that will be very similar to the GL coding agent. So just like the GL coding agent offers up recommendations of how that invoice should be coded based on the way that invoices like that one have been coded in the past, the invoice approver suggestion agent will be very similar based on this vendor, this dollar amount, how invoices like this have been coded in the past. Perhaps it should go to these invoice approvers next. So again, great if you've got defaults, great if you don't have defaults, so that we can fill in those gaps. And that'll be really nice. It'll be based on a fairly similar engine, so hopefully we'll be able to release that one a little bit quickly. The reporting agent, I'm really looking forward to this one as well. For those of you that are already active users of being able to build reports or advanced searches inside of PaperSave, this just makes that process a little bit faster and a little bit easier. If you're not already taking advantage of the advanced search, ask for a demonstration of exactly that. We have an incredible way for you to be able to parse data out of the system quickly from the front end. I mean, really, there's so much that's out there. We're collecting all of those fields for you on your invoices. You don't have to be a database admin to be able to get huge swaths of information out of there and be able to build those if then statements right from the front end of the tool. But I want to be able to make that even easier for you. Wouldn't it be great if you could sit down and type out a conversational level sentence and say, show me all of the Fujitsu invoices for more than $10,000 from Q4 2025. Send. And have the system be smart enough to generate that for you without you having to futz around with if then statements. I think that'd be pretty neat. And being able to do it conversationally like that in almost a chat GPT or Claude kind of style would be great. Being able to do it that quickly, how much time would that save? And then what if you could save that? Wow, that'd be even cooler. So I'd like to be able to see that sort of thing too. We're also looking at ways to help increase our ability to help you detect fraud and to help you improve your cash forecasting as well. More to come on that. So watch out for more emails from us as we're talking about how we can get AI into your hands. Watch those emails. Watch this space. I'm looking forward to talking about even more of these sorts of things with you as well. So having said, whew, a lot of stuff in a short period of time. If you'd like a deeper dive into the GL coding agent, if you'd like to know more about the PO matching agent, reply to the email we are going to send you. Just by attending today, you're going to get an email from us that says, thanks for attending. Hit reply on that and ask for a demo. If you missed out on that, visit us at pearsoft.com or email us at info@pearsoft.com for more information. We would love to talk to you. We'd love to show you exactly how we integrate in with any of those amazing ERPs. I want to make sure that you're taking advantage of all that you can. And we'd love to really just give you a hand, show you what it is that we do best. In the meantime,